something feels off in Tyneside. The winds blowing through the corridors of St. James Park feel different. And we're not just talking about the usual transfer rumors or the typical buzz of the summer window. What's happening now carries a different weight, a different tone. It's as if, little by little, key pieces of the club's structure are being removed, and no one can quite tell which pillar is going to fall next. Even the most confident supporters are starting to feel a chill in their stomachs. And if you're the kind of fan who senses when something big is about to happen, you'll want to stay until the end of this video. Because what's coming could change the course of Newcastle United's season. And look, if you've made it this far, you've probably realized that this channel gets straight to the point, but never gives everything away too early, because every detail matters. So take a second to subscribe to the channel. It's free, takes no time, and helps us massively to keep bringing you exclusive content, reliable updates, and everything happening behind the scenes at Newcastle. Turn on the notification bell too, because believe me, the days ahead are going to be intense. In recent weeks, Newcastle have been facing a kind of silent storm. Key players leaving, struggles to close strategic deals, and growing interest from European giants and crucial squad members have backed the board into a corner. It feels like the club, which had been on a meteoric rise in recent seasons, is now standing at a dangerous crossroads. And it's no exaggeration to say that what's at stake isn't just the current squad, but Newcastle's very identity and ambition for the years ahead. What makes it even more alarming is the speed at which all of this is happening. With every new headline, another Newcastle player is linked with a move away. With every confirmed rumor, another doubt creeps into the fans' minds, while other clubs move assertively in the market. Newcastle seem to be constantly dealing with unexpected losses, tempting offers, and tough decisions. The club that was once feared for its ambition is now playing defense, trying to protect what's left before it's too late. And here's the bit that's keeping fans awake at night. According to a report by TBI Football, Manchester City are prepared to pay over £50 million for Tino Livramento, Newcastle's right-back who has impressed ever since arriving at the club. The bid, which is said to have already been initiated, has triggered serious alarm bells at St. James Park, not just because of the money involved, but because it signals yet another potential loss in what's already shaping up to be a troubling summer. And what's worse, City are not alone in this. If that already sounds concerning, imagine knowing that Newcastle have already moved to contact Livramento's camp with the intention of renewing and securing his contract. The club is aware that any sign of hesitation could open the door for an exit. Sources close to the club suggest that if he were to be sold, they'd demand no less than £80 million, but even that doesn't seem to be deterring Manchester City. That shows just how much of a risk the Magpies are facing. So if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the time, because we're following every twist and turn of this saga without missing a beat. Tino Livramento, it's worth remembering, was one of Newcastle's boldest signings in recent years. Brought in as a prospect, he quickly became a vital part of the defensive rotation, especially during a string of injuries at the back. His technical ability, pace, and awareness made him one of the most sought-after young players in the Premier League. So it's no surprise that clubs like Manchester City, desperately looking for a replacement for Kyle Walker, are keeping close tabs on him. City's interest in Livramento isn't new. There had been whispers for months, but now the situation has changed. Walker's departure to Saudi Arabia has left a gaping hole in their backline. And while signings like Tijani Reinders and Ryan Cherki bring talent, there's still a lack of depth defensively. Pep Guardiola's plan is clear: to refresh the squad with young Premier League experienced talent. Livramento fits the bill perfectly, and even with Newcastle setting a high price, City seem determined to push. But Newcastle's problems don't stop there. Livramento's potential exit is only the beginning. Recent reports suggest that goalkeeper James Trafford, who was also on Newcastle's radar, is now set to sign for Manchester City instead. According to journalist Fabrizio Romano, the deal is almost done, with a fee of around £26 million. That means Newcastle miss out once again on strengthening a key position, while City continue to dominate the market. Meanwhile, Team Talk has reported that Manchester City's young talent Vita Race is set to join Girona on loan to get more playing time. These kinds of moves show just how structured and well-resourced City's planning is across multiple fronts, something Newcastle are still working hard to match. And fans are starting to wonder, are we really equipped to compete in such an aggressive and relentless transfer market? And then there's the Alexander Isak situation. Until recently considered untouchable, the Swedish forward has reportedly told the club he's open to listening to offers this window. Naturally, this has sparked interest from major European clubs like Liverpool and Al Hilal. If Isak leaves and Livramento follows, Newcastle won't just lose to first-team players, they'll lose the very backbone of their team. What does that mean for the upcoming season? A rebuild from scratch, with no margin for error. If you're a true Newcastle supporter, you know this is one of those videos where you can't miss a single second. So once again, subscribe to the channel to stay on top of every update about Isak Livramento and all the names that matter in this squad. This is the kind of content you only get here: in-depth analysis, trusted sources, and full coverage of the Magpies like you deserve. Livramento's potential sale is more than just a transaction. It's a reflection of a very fragile moment in Newcastle's recent history. A club that had been aiming for consistency and prominence now finds itself vulnerable, exposed, and under threat from rivals eager to pick apart the squad. And the most worrying part, these aren't just technical losses, they affect the squad's confidence, the fans' morale, and the long-term vision that was being carefully built. Too many analysts, what's happening with Newcastle is a classic case of market capitulation, a moment where the club, even unintentionally, gives in to outside pressure due to its inability to hold on to its key assets. And that's a dangerous message to send, one that tells the market, Newcastle are vulnerable, they're open for business, and in the Premier League, that can be lethal, but not all is lost. There's still time to fight back to strengthen the squad, secure vital players, and send a strong message that Newcastle won't go down without resistance. Renewing Livramento's contract, if it happens, would be a crucial step in that direction. Showing strength now might be the only way to avoid a much deeper crisis later. And that's exactly why the fanbase needs to stay alert, engaged, and most of all well-informed. If you want to keep following every twist in this story, don't forget to like this video. Leave your thoughts in the comments about what Newcastle should do with Livramento and share it with other fans so they don't miss out on what's really happening. This channel is made for you, the passionate supporter who lives the club in every rumor, every match, every update, and your support is what keeps this project alive. As Manchester City continue their pursuit and the market gets even hotter, Newcastle must take a stand. They must make decisions that safeguard not just the present, but the future of the club. The upcoming season will be pivotal, and everything happening now could define whether it ends in success or disappointment. The decision is in the board's hands, and as always, the fans are watching closely.